Before we begin, don't forget to download all the packages if you haven't done so. You could find them in the Unity website. For this tutorial, you'll only need the hair system packages and the MeshToSDF packages from GitHub. However, I do recommend adding all of them to avoid any problems in the future. Okay, so let's begin by adding a bowl haircut style and then add the MeshToSDF setup. We're going to create a bowl haircut, which is part of the hair assets that they include when we downloaded this hair simulation to our project. So go to create hair asset, and I'm going to name it bowl haircut because that's the type of haircut that bowl hair, I suppose. So click on the hair asset, and in the settings procedure, go to placement and click on primitive. And in placement primitive, where it says curtain, change it to cap, and then click build. Now let's create a hair object for this hair asset. So go to create a empty object and name it whatever you want. I'll just name it hair number 2. Now let's add a hair instance component. Go to component and add the hair instance. And add the hair instance to where it's supposed to go. Let's increase the strand count for the hair and then click on build. You'll see that it looks a lot better and a lot fuller compared to the previous. I'm just going to disable the other hair for now, since we're not going to be using that hair anyways. And I'm going to reset the position for the hair. That way I just have to move it upward to the right position of the head. That's where I'm going to place the hair. I think that position looks good. Now that it's in position, I'm going to increase the length and maybe the thickness just a little bit. Have some fun with it. And you'll notice that the hair is going through the model, that the red character that we, through Bender, that's the name of the character. And there's a way you could avoid that actually, and that's what we're going to do right now. There was also something else I wanted to show you what you could do with gravity. You could actually increase the gravity, but I mean, I guess that's obvious, but you could also change the direction of the hair, and that will make the hair look a certain way. If we play the simulation right now, you'll notice that the hair isn't moving with the character. And that's because we have to place the hair in a certain place in the character so it could just follow the head. So let's do that. Let's go to the rig and look for the head. Then let's place the hair where the head is, the head bone. And if we press play, you'll see that it's moving with the head now. But it's still, you could also notice that the hair is going through the character, and that's something that you could avoid. And I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But let's see how it looks with longer hair. Okay, now you could see that the hair is going through the character, and if I move the character a little bit, you'll see it's a little bit obvious. So it's going through the character when I move it. So before we continue, I want to show you what it says on the Unity website. And the Unity website tells you exactly how to avoid the hair coming through the mesh, through your character. It gives you some examples of how they do it as well. So here you can see that in section 4, create a dynamic character mesh. To prevent the hair from intersecting with or penetrating character's geometry, use the following MeshToSDF setup for the character's mesh. So if we do this, it's gonna, well, I said it like 100 times already. This is gonna avoid the hair going through the face and through places that you don't want it to go through, so that way it could look more realistic. So let's get started. Let's create an empty object, and I'll just call it SDF. And you're going to add a SDFTexture component to your object. And it's going to ask you for the texture, and that's what we're going to create. Let's go to create, rendering, to render texture. I'm just going to put render texture. I'm going to add this texture to the object. Now you can see that a black plane appeared on the scene, and this is what we have to place on the character. So whatever we place inside the box is what the hair is going to it's going to create like this barrier for the hair to avoid hitting the character, and that's what the SDF does. So I'm going to leave it like that for now, and then I'm going to place the SDF object inside my character object. So before you move the SDF object, don't forget to put the box collider in the hair boundary. For some reason in the previous recording it didn't record, so I'm adding this into this part of the video. My apologies. So in the SDF, add a box collider. Inside the box collider, you're gonna enable is trigger, then the size of the box, the green box, is going to be the same size as the texture. So you could just copy these, copy here, copy, hit this one, and that should be the same size. Then you're also going to add a hair boundary. And inside the hair boundary, you're going to put discrete SDF. Okay, so now let's go to the original recording. Then click on your character, the mesh, where the skin mesh render is, and add a MeshToSDF component. So that's where we're going to add the SDF texture as well. The object that we created, we're going to place it inside right there where it says SDF texture. If you click on the texture that you created, you'll see a red box, and if you click on SDF, you can see what it created, the type of character that it created. So supposedly that's what the hair will avoid touching. you could see that the hair is already avoiding those places. It's reacting to the mesh. You could see that if you turn off the rendering for, if you put it on nothing, you could see that the hair is avoiding those places, is reacting to the mesh. So if I turn it off and turn it on, you can see the hair is reacting to it. It's not really a big difference in this scenario, but I think you'll find it useful for different scenarios. What I'm curious is how it looks when it's running. So let's click play. I wonder how it looks when you deactivate it compared to when it's activated. So it does look a bit different. Like the hair does, it seems like it's reacting to it. Let's turn it off. And you see it looks different when it's on and when it's off. So it actually does make a big difference, I suppose. So there you go, monkeys. That's how you prevent hair from intersecting with your character's geometry. I hope it was helpful. The next tutorial, I'll show you how to make a full body made out of hair. You could use any mesh for this and it will give you the appearance of fur. Okay, have a good one.